Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Rewind that. It's your girl, Miss K. If this is your first time, let me get my mic closer. Oh my gosh, sorry. If this is your first time coming across my channel, welcome. Please be sure to subscribe if you like the vibe. Hit that notification bell so you know when I go live, okay? Today, guys, we are talking about The Shy Season 5, episode number 4, and it's called We Own, I think. I didn't take no notes, guys, okay? Let's see who's in the building. Meraki, hey, I hope I'm saying your name right. JT, how are you doing? Now, there's not a lot of people here, and that's okay. We are going to get started. Uh-oh, I unmuted, sorry. Please put a thumbs up if you can hear me good. I had to push it back a little bit because I was forgetting some things, guys. I went out of town, and I almost forgot to plug up my headphones to the daggone microphone. Okay. All right. So let a sister know if you can hear me and, thumbs up, and we're going to get this thing started. Okay. Hey, Naya. Hey, Karen Jones. Y'all can hear me good, right? Thumbs up. Cause I only got y'all. I ain't got my crew tonight. So let me know. Okay, good. All right. So here we go, guys. Now we're going to go through these pictures that we have. Because a lot of you guys have predicted this, okay, that this chick was gonna get pregnant. Now, I'm not gonna get into this right now because we know this is what happens in the end. So we're kind of gonna go scene by scene, and with some characters, when we get to them, we're gonna finish them out, and then we're gonna move on, right? High support gaming. So now in the beginning of this episode, we see, like there's this lady saying this kind of poem / rap thingy, and it's a bunch of affirmations, right? And we see all the different characters just getting their lives together. Like they're going to work, they're getting ready for school. You got Maisha in the mirror, she's doing her affirmations and all that good stuff. And then we get to this scene with Gemma, and she's in the mirror and she has braids in her hair. And I'm just looking because there's nothing wrong with that, guys. But y'all remember, and I said this already, I feel like she stepped her style up ever since she's been with Jake. Now, when she was with Kevin, she seemed like a nerdy, power to the people type chick. She dressed like she was from the 70s. Now she's trying to dress like she's with the times, and she got the little braids now and the baby hairs. Last week's episode, she had a freaking was that lace front on. So I'm just like, I like how they did this because I feel like this is significant, right? I feel like it's showing us that she was changing first outwardly, in her appearance. And now when she gets to school, you see her, I'm sorry, that's not the right picture, but we're going to talk. All right. So we see when she gets to school, it's starting to be like now her mental is changing. All right. So we're going to get to that. Hi, JT, LSW, Tamika's Den, Support Gaming. I think I said hi to you guys. Naya, sorry. All right. So, oh, wait, let me talk about this real quick about how she up in here smoking weed. I don't remember her smoking weed like that. She probably already had started, but I just don't really remember like that. Okay. And so here we go with this. She's smoking weed in her room, and then she has like the toilet paper roll and some type of dryer sheet. I guess she thinks that she's smart enough and it's gonna mask the smell and all that. Like, girl, stop. Your daddy, he was not born yesterday, and you're not smarter than him. Cut it out. So she gets out to the car. She have a whole attitude with her dad, like he wasn't waiting on her. And he's like, if you're gonna smoke weed, just do it outside, And she's like, why? It's cold. Like, she just has way too much attitude, and it's giving white. I'm sorry, not trying to be racist. I love you guys. But not all, but a lot of the white families are very like lenient with their kids. They kind of let them do whatever the heck they want to do. All right. You can see that with the later conversation between her and Maisha, how the parents are just totally different. Okay. Hi, Jeremiah. And we're going to probably get back to that as well. So I'm using the pictures to guide me because, like I said, guys, I didn't take any notes. I just came back from Arizona from school. I had a rough week and I need y'all right now. So I want to just have some fun and talk. And I'm so glad that my night owls are here with me. So here goes another scene where we got Rosalind. She's back, guys. And look who's in the bed, honey. It's Tiara, the play niece of Otis. So look, I'm going to just say this real quick. What's her name? Tracy, she all bent out of shape that Otis had to have a sit down or a meeting with Rosalind. And I'm like, girl, Rosalind is not thinking about Otis. She don't want him. You see what's in her bed right there? That's what she wants, okay? So they let us see that for a reason. Rosalind is here for them chicks. Okay, so here's the scene that I was telling you where she was being very rude to her dad, and he was basically saying like, we've been preparing for this moment all our lives, like all her life. And she's like, she's basically trying to let him know that she's not really into this anymore. It's basically his dream and what he always wanted. But the crazy thing about it is when we were first introduced to Gemma, she was on that hard, okay? And whenever Kevin was trying to just steer away from that a little bit, she was trying to push it on him. Like, you got to go to college, Kevin. You got to have a plan. And so it's so funny that when she sees someone like Jake, who doesn't have a plan, he doesn't even know what the heck to do. He goes, tries out for a basketball team based on a stereotype. It was really weird. Like, you never even, probably didn't even really bounce a ball like that. And here he went. And it was just weird. So it just seems like it's taking a toll on her. So now we get to a scene with Darnell and Jada, and they're in the bed. You obviously, like I told y'all last week when we did our live, honey, I said they cannot wait to have sex. And that they did, obviously, right? So now Jada's like, so what do you want to do? I think we can do this. We can go out for lunch or dinner, whatever it is. I don't know what time it is. And Darnell, with his born behind, set in his old ways, was like, I don't know. We could just sit here, kick back. I could make you some breakfast in bed, basically, some bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich, whatever he said, guys, okay? And then, we could just sit back and watch TV. And she's like, like, I don't know what you think this is, because, guys, the bottom line is that she done been with Sway. Sway was a young dude. He liked to go out. You heard the last conversation. He wanted to take his girl to Cabo and all of that stuff. She got a little too spoiled, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I love how my girl said, no, this ain't the same Jada back in the day, who was all head over heels and crazy for you. I have standards now. So if you want to be with me, because I done chose you. So since I chose you, it doesn't mean that you're just going to stay here and just be how you're going to be. Like, no, you're going to have to work for this situation or you're going to get fired. And he was like, well, then I think I'm going to give my 2 weeks notice. I said, oh, this is not off to a good start. This is looking like this Negro done got what he wanted, and she about to see that she still can't deal with this ninja. But we saw what he did later on, and we are going to get back to that. But I was proud of my guy because I don't want him to screw up. I really, really don't. I want Jada's decision to be good. But I'm kind of trusting now that I'm glad that Jada said, listen, I chose you, but I'm going to be treated like a queen. All right. You ain't going to just skate on this. Right. So I do feel like even if Darnell does slip into his old ways, she's not going to stand for it. So I'm happy about that. Okay, so let me take a break real quick and see what you guys are talking about in the chat. Let's see. That girl was Tiara in her bed. Yes, it was definitely Tiara, guys. So Support Game says, so Jada and Darnell getting back together just like Emma and Keisha. Right, full circle, exactly. And it's so funny how they're all connected, right? So Maisha lying to Jim about Jake. Thank you. We're not talking. No. We're not going to talk about that yet. We are going to get to it. I mean, y'all can say what y'all want, but I really want to talk about that right now, but we got to wait. Yes. Right. Hi. So Dom just vanished, right? That's a great question and I'm so happy that you said that, because if I was taking notes, I would have wrote that down as a reminder. It's like, yo, Dom's just gone. Like, even when you go to Smokey's, and I was thinking about that, I said, she ain't even around. What the heck is going on? She's not around. Like, who's cooking at Smokey's? So we're just supposed to agree to believe that she's somewhere back there. Okay, whatever. We ain't gonna do all that. All right. So Tamika says, I was so happy she said that, but I wish she would have had said it before they substitute. That's true. But I'm still happy the way it turned out, and I hope that it continues. But that is true. But she was hot for him, girl. You saw how they was kissing under that mistletoe. She was hot. I said, So now we over here, we see Keisha, and I really felt bad for her when I saw this. I said, what? This girl, she needs help. Like, I love the fact that she had a baby. She's trying to pick up her life and, pick up where she left off, unfortunately, after that traumatic event. And then, she's a mom and she's by herself in this room. She's trying to get this paper done. The baby is a handful. So I was like, oh my gosh, this girl needs help. I'm sorry. Like, even when I had a baby around her age, what was I, 19? And, I still had the support. I know that sometimes her mom watches Ronnie, but this has to be, when you have a support system, this has to be already established. Like, everything has to be established. Like, Ma, Dad, I'm in school now. We need to have a meeting. Like, in my family, we kind of have like a little meeting going on. Like, when I was, coming up with my children, it was like, here's what's about to go on. Who's on with hands on deck? Like, let's work this out. We got a schedule going. We're gonna lay out the schedule. Who could pick him up this time? Who could do this? Who could do that? I'm gonna be in school from here time, whatever. So that's how it was. You just need that strong support system. I feel bad that right now she don't got that, because why she got her baby when she got a whole paper to do, But anyway, so she calls Emmett and she's like, "Can I please come over for a little while so I can get my paper done?" We don't know if she ever got it done, but I think she did anyway, because she did thank Emmett, like, "Oh, thank you so much for helping me." All right, now this scene right here, I wanted to bring it up because we have Miss Peaches. She's done moved into the Trinity House, and this moment made me feel like, I hope this is all real and not just a part of Duda's plan to keep tabs on her, because if you get her out of if you get her out of Trig's house, aka Victor, then maybe he can keep more of an, eye on her, especially because that's, Tracy is a lot of times she's around Trinity House, she's at Rock, she's all over the place. But I think this is probably, if our girl Peaches is on the wrong path and she's doing the wrong things, and being used by Duda, I feel like this is kind of like something to make her more accessible to him. And I hope I'm wrong. But I just want to be wrong. That's really what I have to say. I want to be wrong about this whole situation. I really want to believe that she is really trying to prove something to her sons and she's not going to hurt them. You know what I'm saying? Meraki says she might slip back into her addiction, or they're going to show her tempted to show she's serious. Or if she's working for Duda, she's going to turn on him for Victor. And honestly, I'm here for all of that. I'm here for all of that, because being an addict obviously is not, it's not easy, right? And you kind of, every day is a victory that you don't slip back. So to show that she's tempted and she still sticks with it, that's brilliant. That's great. That's reality. And then for her to turn on Duda for Victor, I love that too. That would be satisfying for me. All right. So JT said, I hope Duda doesn't get her back on drugs. Yeah, because he's a freaking son of a gun, guys. All right. Now let's move on. So now we have this chick and she's back in class, and we're going to get back to the point that I was making about how I feel like her being influenced by Jake first manifested physically in her physical appearance. Now it's set into her mind now. So now this girl, you see, she over here is supposed to be taking the I think it's the SAT test, right? Or something to get in some college. Because I noticed that it was kind of like a scratch in my head moment, because I noticed Maisha in the class too. I'm like, Maisha don't go to the Northside School. What the heck she doing up in here? But Maisha, she's smart. And so she's probably taking a test to get to maybe the same school, or they all meet at one location in Chicago to do the SAT. I don't know how it goes, whatever. But for some reason, Gemma and Maisha, they was in the same class taking the test. Okay. So here she goes. She looking around. She's taking the test at first. Then she stopped and she looking around and she looking at the little white statues with an attitude like, like, I'm too black for this. Like, what is going on? It just feels like she might as well be like, I don't need this. Like, she might as well start doing that whole ghetto popping thing. Like, I'm finna be like, I want a ghetto zoo now, so I gotta act a certain way. I don't want to go to college. So I just had to do that because it kind of reminded me of, when I was growing up around some girls that used to talk like that. Anyway, but I don't know if you guys get what I'm saying, but I just kind of feel like she is definitely making this transformation that's not good for her. She doesn't have a plan. I mean, she doesn't have a plan. She just knows that she feels like she knows. She just doesn't want to go to college. And I don't think she would be thinking like this if she was not with Jake. Jake is a definite bad influence, guys. Keep your daughters away from people like Jake. All right. And JT says Gemma doesn't know what she wants right now. And I totally agree. She doesn't know what she wants, you know. Meraki says she's growing out of that smart girl, focus on school and not boys. I think about with Kevin, he wasn't motivated to do anything and she's still stuck by him like Jake, which rubbed off on her. Kevin was going through something. Like Kevin was already like somebody that, you know, he was just smart naturally. And that's why he was able to get into that school. But when his sister went missing and everything, his mind, he just couldn't. He kind of checked out for that moment so you can understand it. But hey, he was going through stuff. All right. So Karen Jones, hey boo, KJ. When I was in high school, I took the test at a different school that I attended. I'm from Chicago. Okay, good. See, thank you so much for clearing that up. I love it. All right. And they do need to bring Sonny back, but he's gone. Support gaming. All right. So let's move out of this. So she winds up walking out of the class, and we'll get to that scene in a minute because, yeah, look, see, that's her looking at the little the pictures, not pictures, the statues, like, like she done lost her culture or something. Like, girl, you know, she still was like that fake revolutionary, like she was about the movements and for Black people and all that stuff, but it was fake, you know what I'm saying? Because like Maisha said, privileged, you know, so she didn't really know much about anything that was going on. Okay, so now we have Tiara, and she's at the Trinity House. She's looking around, and she wants to take pictures. Oh, you know, this is the do it for the gram type chick. And Tracy and Trig is like, no, we don't take pictures. You know, this is not for recognition. We don't do it for that. And Tiara was saying, well, the point is that if you want like, donations and all of that stuff, you want to bring more attention to this place so that you could get more help. And look, anytime somebody bring up something about more help, Tracy be like, oh, okay, well, if that's the case, then go ahead, you know. And then she gives this whole spiel about you know, sometimes you got to do what you don't want or what's uncomfortable, you know, to get where you're going. And I don't like that kind of conversation, because to me, there's people that means that you don't really have standards, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's just me. They wind up taking a picture, guys, and then Doodah comes in. So we're going to get back to that as well, that Doodah comes in. Meraki says that Tracy is too submissive for me. Yeah, like she tries to put up this fight, and then it's like, I can't. You know, she's giving weak. Let me leave Tracy alone. Okay, and the only reason why I feel like she's probably given weak is because she doesn't have money. And she says that she wants to keep things open in honor of her son, but we're going to get back to that as well, honey, okay? So now we get to this scene, and Keisha, she's back over at Emmett's house, and looky, guys, the family, I mean, it's so cute. Like, EJ loves her, and it's almost like it's perfect, right? Like, it seems so perfect that they would get back together because the kids, like, listen, Emmett is going to love her kids, and his kids love her. Well, I see EJ loves her, and EJ is probably going to be with him most out of all the kids that he has. EJ is going to be with him, and you know, look, he just gives her some love. So I think it seems perfect, and I'm saying seems perfect for a reason, because you know she's friends with daggone Keisha, and that's the problem, guys. Okay, so now we get Doodah, and he came to Trinity House, and he's telling Tracy that he had to meet up with his wife, Roz, and she don't like that. Tracy's not feeling that. And he's like, listen, bottom line to this whole scene, guys, is that Tracy, well, he had to tell Tracy that Roz wants to be co-director of The Rock. And I always hate when someone has a business and then somebody comes in and they want a piece of the business. And like that type of stuff always irked me. Like on Empire, every time, that was always the storyline. Somebody was always coming in trying to take over what Lucius built and all that. Like that was so annoying to me. So I do understand Tracy getting pissed off because she did this for her child. Okay, so it's like, why would people? What are you trying to be co-director for? So we talk about partnership and all that. Like, no, right? So he's saying, listen, she said, what if I say no? He said, then I'm going to have to fire you. And she's like, what? Like, ain't that a lot of nerve, guys? But here's the kicker. He said that because Trig needed his record erased, he had to go to Rosalind for that. And she don't work for free. So these are her terms, all right? And so she has to say yes, all right? So now we're in the bathroom scene, and we got Maisha saying, like, why did you walk out on the test? And she's like, I don't want to go to college, given this whole thing. And Maisha's basically telling her that, I've had to take the test, and I did it for my mom, because if I would have stopped taking that test, she would have whooped my entire behind. Okay. There's a difference, like I said earlier, right? Art Love. That's what I said earlier. Hey, Art Love. He said, start over. I just got here. So earlier, Art Love, I said that it's a whole different situation going on when you compare Maisha and Gemma. Like, there's that privileged life and there's that life like, girl, like, we ain't just gonna do whatever the heck we got. We want to do around here. You gonna get up, you gonna go to college, because I've got too many mouths to feed. So you're gonna get your independence and go on. All right. So like I said, they're in the bathroom. So what I don't like about this scene is that, listen, Gemma, if that's the route that you want to take, that's fine. Okay. But don't be feeding your nonsense into another kid. Don't do that. All right. Keep your own little thing going on. That's what you want to do. This young lady over here, knowing she got to listen to her mother, or she got a behind whipping that's coming to her. All right. Now, she does have her own dreams. She said that, she wants to rap. And now this girl, Gemma, is saying, well, maybe you should rap then, All right. So we're going to get back to that, because she basically made some type of comment about maybe she should do some type of freestyle. Gemma told this to, I don't want to start getting the names all messed up, guys, to Maisha. And Maisha said, she'll think about doing it. All right. So now we have Trig. I'm used to saying Trig. I know he's Victor now. Trig and his homie Shad, and they're going around the neighborhoods and they passing out flyers, letting them know that he's running for city council, and there's going to be a fundraiser or charity event, so they can have like a little, like a town hall meeting, so to speak, right? And look at Rashad, okay? Like, you can tell this man got him a woman, okay? Looking all sharp and cute, looking like vintage Jason Weaver. Okay, so I don't like nobody calling him Dusty. Don't be calling him Dusty, Trig, okay? He don't look dusty now. All right, so back to this. A lot of people were giving them, like, clothes, slamming doors on them, but then there were some people that were very receptive, like, can you do this, can you do that? And they came to the town hall meeting. All right, so now we have a social worker coming up to, or knocking on the door of Nina's house and Dre's. And poor baby, what's her name? Lynnae, right? They're like, your brother is no longer able to take care of you, so we're going to have to, take you into foster care. Now, here's another scratch in my head moment, guys. So all along, this guy has been gone. How long has Lynnae been staying with this family? And as, what's her name? Dre, she's like a therapist and everything. And you would think that she went the paperwork route, to bring this little girl into her home. Because how did that even happen? Did you get consent from the brother? Like, I don't remember how all that happened. Y'all can help me out. Or is this just something that's not really, connecting that well at this moment? Because I just need to know, like, why the heck now do y'all want to start talking about let's take this child? Like, because the brother is going to jail now. Well, guess what? He wasn't even there for her for like a year probably. So why y'all so late coming to get this little girl? And if she's in this home and everything's going well, she hasn't missed any school or nothing like that, you should just automatically let her stay. Now, the problem here, another problem on top of this, is that Nina is on can we please talk about this alone? I don't know what the heck is going on with Nina, guys, but she is getting on my freaking nerves. All right. I don't understand why she's acting like they have such a problem. You just got with this woman. You just married her. Y'all got problems now? Like, it haven't been 5 years. Y'all got problems? Listen, it's okay. But I just want to, you cheated on her. Like, help me out. Help me out, guys. She cheated on her, right? And it was because she thought Dre was cheating on her with Jada. But now when they have conversations, it's on some, oh, well, maybe she doing her little sly comments when they were talking to Jada about Darnell versus Suede. Oh, well, maybe you just bored, or maybe you just shouldn't be together. Like, she's saying all of this stuff. Like, I'm just confused. Or did that one night, because maybe this is it, did the one night that Nina slept with the brat's character, Did she turn her to freak out? Like, and it was on some like, yeah, I need more. I need to be on my tiff and be on some open marriage vibes. Like, what? Because I'm confused and she's getting on my freaking nerves. And her whole reasoning for let's not take on this little girl is because I don't know if we're still gonna be together. That's what the heck she said to Drake. I don't know if we're still gonna be together. So yes, confusion is going on in Miss K's mind. Hi, Jania. Now let's move on. And I loved how passionate Kevin was about having this little girl stay. I freaking loved it. But we're gonna talk because I'm starting to feel like I don't know. I'm starting to feel like, is it sisterly love or like what's going on here? Because I know he used to like her and everything, but we're going to talk, guys. I'm going to pull up the picture. If it's not here, I'm going to be pissed, but I did capture it. All right. So now we see that our dude, Darnell, has listened to his woman, even though he was trying to act like he wasn't and trying to be a jerk and stuff. He was listening to your girl. Okay. And he went out and it looked like he was looking at some rings. I don't know if it was any engagement rings, but he was looking at some rings. He was picking out clothes and doing all of this. And I was like, okay, that's what I'm talking about, Darnell. Don't let us down. Okay. Now we get back to Emmett's house and he's with Keisha and they're talking and he's, she's thanking him and all of that stuff. And, hey, did they kiss? I don't think they kissed again, right? No, but just look how they're looking at each other. It's just the connection's always there. Jania says she likes Darnell. Me too. I do like him. He has a lot of old school ways. He calls her woman and all of that. Some people don't like that. And whatever. It's okay. For me, I don't care. Now, yeah, look how he looking at her. I got your back, girl. All right. Look at this. They're so like that, they just have a bond. And I really like it. And I think that, she was even seeing that Kevin really cares about her. This is something that I really want for Lynnae. She feels like it was just her and her brother. That was her only family. But now she sees like, wait a minute, this kid really cares about me. Like he's trying to fight for me to stay in his home. So I appreciated that. She did realize that. And now they're talking and she's saying, because they can hear Nina and Dre going on, talking about it. And she's like, I don't have to stay, what I'm saying? If they say no, whatever, I'm going to have to figure it out. If it's going to be a problem, and she shouldn't have to talk like that because she's only a kid. That means, what does that mean? Running away? Because she was like, I'm not going back into no daggone foster home. Them foster homes, sometimes, like, I be wishing that I can help and rescue some kids out of there because they have some horror stories. And I hate to hear about kids in foster homes because that is just, it's not a good place to be, guys. Not a good place to be. All right. So these little kids done ran out the daggone house. And I'm like, y'all, why is y'all running out the house? You're supposed to be trying to make your case, Lynnae and Kevin. Why are you going to leave the house without asking permission, you little jerks? I mean, come on now. So that makes Nina look like, see, ain't nobody trying to pick up no extra problems. But anywho, I digress now. So she says something about it. What's her name? Dre, right? I mean, not Dre, Nina. She says something about it. Like, now I got to be worried all night. But yet you weren't the one that texted your son to see where he went. It was Dre. Okay. And so he immediately told Dre what was going on, what we doing. They wasn't doing nothing bad. They just didn't ask. They were going to help, with the food at Rock, which is a good thing to do. But you need to ask, right? And she puts in all caps and she's like, you need to ask next time. And he's like, why are you yelling? And she's like, why do you think I'm yelling? Just, well, because you're talking in all caps. Hello. And she can yell because you left the house without asking. Heck is wrong with these kids. All right. So now we're at Trinity House and Trig is talking and got some answers. He's answering some questions. And then this trans woman gets up and she's like, why are you taking credit for like a organization that this a black trans woman started? And he's like, no, I'm not doing that. Like, I'm a co-creator, co-established. I don't remember what the heck he said, but he is the one who was right there with the lady, with Hold on, guys, because I got noise in the background. All right, sorry, guys. So yeah, he's a co-creator. All right. I opened it up with her. She started it. She saw the vision. Because of her, I'm the woman. Oh my gosh, I'm saying the woman. Because of her, I'm the man that I am today. All right. And I'm gonna always give her her flowers. So that lady, her name was Fatima. She liked his answer. Okay. And that was that, because she tried to come and trying to start some drama. Go sit down. Don't be coming over here trying to start no drama. Okay. One thing I love about Trig is that he's very passionate about what the heck is going on. All right. So let me look at what the comments are saying real quick before we get into this next one. JT says Kevin seems so lost in the show. Yeah, in a way, I was saying that. I'm not sure if he has much of a story. Looks like they pushed him to the back a little bit, but maybe not. Okay, good. So hold on, guys. Let me turn this. Hold on, guys. My kids are texting. Kids are outside. Sorry. Kids are outside. All right. So, which would be a great way to show a different type of intimacy for them, especially after her trauma. I'm sorry, I must not. Oh, okay, I missed that one. It's Emmett sticking this 40-day celibacy challenge. Yes, and I think that's perfect. Exactly. I made that point last week. I thought that's very, very perfect because of the simple fact that she's been through a serious ordeal. She needs somebody that's not, ready to just jump right in there, even though they've gone down that route. And I do believe that she would trust him, but it doesn't really matter if she's still going to be triggered. If not trying to be nasty, but any kind of penetration down there might trigger her. So they need to take their time. And I think that it's so perfect that Emmett is doing this challenge. Okay, let's see. They took advantage of them arguing. Yeah, Virgin Love. Hi. Says, I didn't know that was a trans woman. My eyes. No, well, here's the thing, right? When they had the conversation, let me see if let's see if I can pull that up. We'll get to it. It's on the other slide. Okay. So when they had that conversation, she introduced herself as Fatima, and he was like, "Oh, that's a pretty name." And she said, "I gave it to myself." All right. So yeah. One thing that did for me was maybe wonder, okay, so what's Trig's sexual orientation? Like, anybody in the LGBT community can help me out with that, because I am a little bit confused by that. That doesn't make him gay? I don't know. We'll get back to that as well, because that is kind of like a conversation that Shad was having with him. All right. So now look, they don't call. They're at the event, and they done little Nia was on there. What's her name? Nia or Naya? Anyway, some little rapper girl that was on the rap game. Jermaine Dupri's rap game was on. She was rapping, and then they called Maisha up there. So this chick Gemma done put the girl name on the roster without asking her. Like, what are you doing, girl? Like, you are just so overbearing with everyone, every relationship you're in, right? Anyway, so she gets up there and she's rapping, and so it's all good. But she says something in her rap about not needing no church boy, this and that, or whatever platform. And everybody was hype. Kevin was hype, and he kind of like was messing with Papa or whatever. But Papa did not look happy. He looked very offended to me. And I don't know. I felt like that's something that we need to pay attention to. I know that Nita was saying that she thinks Papa's going to break bad. And, that could possibly be one of the reasons why, not to say that she's gonna make him break bad, but just something that she said that makes him feel some type of way, like maybe I shouldn't be a church boy, maybe I shouldn't be good. Jania said, I did not like the fact that Maisha said, right, I didn't like that either. So you never know what that's gonna do to Papa. Is that gonna make him decide to change or something like that, and just kind of like rebel against who he is and who he's been all this time since we known him? Because she means a lot to him. So I don't know. She could be someone that will, I don't know, guys. All right, so this little scene was kind of funny to me. Little EJ comes up to Emmett and he's like, "Daddy, I'm bored." Emmett gonna tell this little boy to go outside. First of all, I think it's dark. Okay, how you gonna tell this baby to go outside? He's like 5. Is he 5? Like, what are you doing telling him boy to go outside? And Keisha was like, "Hey guys, be quiet." Keisha was like, "How in the world are you gonna tell this boy to go outside?" And he said, "That's what my mom used to tell me when I was a kid. And she said, listen, times have changed. Generation is different. All right, thank you. Anyway, my babies are home. So you was happy? You happy?
Yeah, I can't wait to show you videos.
Mm-hmm. All right, they went to Chris Brown concert. Okay, so that was just funny to me, and I felt like, all right, yeah, you need the mamas around for this one. Okay, it's not, I'm not trying to play the daddies, but sometimes, look, there was times when my dad used to be saying yes to the things that he probably shouldn't have been saying yes to. Okay, just so he can relax. But anyway, let's move on. So. Let me see what's somebody gonna say over here. Going back to Papa, I think that mixed with what Bakari told him will eventually change him. Everybody else came to give me a kiss. You ain't gonna give me a kiss, boy? No problemo. You can. Okay. All right. So, oh, thank you, Jania. So, yeah, JT said it's 11 at night. Go outside, right? Like, what is hope? What's going on? LSW says I think Papa is going to change. Yeah, it's looking like that. So yeah, it's looking like that. I hate that. I really do because I don't want anything to happen to him. So did I do something wrong here? Okay. So here is the picture. I don't know if you guys see it good because it looks pretty dark to me. But this is when they were at they're at the rock event and they're kind of painting on the wall, him and Lynnae. And he's basically just saying, like, I really hope that they let you stay. And this extra look that he gives her, it just made me question, like, are you looking at her still as a sister? Because remember, they started this relationship off with him being attracted to her, but she never wanted him like that, right? So I'm just wondering, are you still looking at this little girl like this is your sister, huh? Because the look is a little too, I don't know, for me. All right, that's all I gotta say. I want them to keep it as look like brother and sistery, sibling situation, but who knows what's gonna happen. He did say that he was in love with that other little girl, but we don't know what's gonna go on. Kevin all over the place right now. Okay, so now here is the scene that we were talking about a little bit earlier that I said I really want to get back to. And this was when Roz comes in, and she comes in, she doesn't say hello. And Tracy got a whole attitude, rolling her eyes like, here's this. She gave her the schedule. Somebody got to be here at 6 a.m. for breakfast, this and that, blah, 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 blah. Okay, and she's like, if you do anything to mess this up, I will kill you myself. Like, girl, don't start throwing around that kill word now, okay? Like, let's not do that. But anyway, because I did catch that. Are you for real? So now I loved, and I don't really care for Roz that much, but I love how she kind of put Tracy in her place. Like, sweetie, you did not do this for your son, okay? We all know that you're doing this because you feel guilty because you're the one who sent Ronnie to kill that kid that killed your son. Only he killed the wrong kid, which is the reason why he's dead now, right? And I was like, oh, I never even thought of that. Like, if you know that that's what happened, right? And Tracy is the one who sent Ronnie out. But like, I never put that together. And normally I be trying to be putting stuff together, but that one went over a sister's head, honey. Okay, I was like, ooh. And Roz was just like, so like, who's the one really starting trouble around here? You know what I'm saying? Who's the one? And she don't want to help Bakari out, but you started this whole daggone thing, boo. This whole thing. So moving on. So that's the trans woman, Fatima. All right. So now after that whole little question situation going on, he goes up to her because I guess he's attracted to her, and they start talking, and he is pretty much flirting. And I'm like, what the heck is going on here? Like, you just presented yourself that you're supposed to be with what's her name? Tierra. And you over here talking to this lady all like, no, like what the heck is going on? And this is why I love Shad, because he calls him out like, are you serious? You over here talking to this lady in her face like that when you got your supposed woman here in front of all these people? Like, what are you doing? And Shad, Trig is he's trying to kind of like make it seem like it's not really like that, whatever. And Rashad says, you don't have to do all this. You know that, right? Like, you don't have to pretend. People are going to vote for you. After what we just saw in that little meeting, people are going to vote for you regardless. We got gay mayors out here, trans, this and that, and you can do it. And Trig's whole response is, look, I just don't want to rock the boat. I don't want to take any chances, you know? So here it is. I'm just going to have to stick with the lie. I got to do what I got to do to win. But I do think that he should go with the route that Trig is, Shot is saying, but you know, he doesn't want to mess it up. Yes, I was saying that, right? He has a specific type, and I was wondering if that makes him gay, because he doesn't seem like he's attracted to Tiara at first. Like when he saw it looked like he was, but then, you know, now we get this episode and it's like you found out this lady's trans, and now that's the one that you're attracted to. And even in a previous episode, I'm sorry, there's noise going on now, guys. I'm sorry. So even there was a previous episode, and Shad said to him, you know, all of these girls used to want you, come after you. They wanted to be on your D, this and that, blah, 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 offering the, you know, fellatio and everything. And you just was not here for it. And it's kind of making it seem like that's why. I don't know. It's weird to me. I don't want to get involved in it because it's kind of confusing to me. So just leave it at that. But whatever. Okay, so now he doesn't give a daggone what Shad just said. And he is out there macking, and he gets the number from the chick. Okay, and we're going to see. Is this going to mess things up, guys? Do you think it's going to create some type of scandal? It seems like it will. I think that Fatima, because she knows about the situation, that it's just a front between Tiara and him, I think that she's not going to have a problem with it, but somebody's going to mess around and take some little snips, and they're going to see what's happening between Trig and Fatima. So I think that it's going to be a problem. You know, JT says that Trig going to mess himself up. Yes, I think so. All right. I'm sorry. I'm in your business. All right, let me move on. So we're at the party once again. This is after Maisha gets off the stage, okay, and they're serving smokies, and she starts to smell stuff. This is Gemma. She starts smelling things like, what's that smell? And you guys, I'm sorry, I'm serious. I didn't know what the heck she was gonna say. I almost thought that it was gonna be the girl next to her, because I'm like, why all of a sudden she's smelling something? You know, is the girl stink? Like, I don't know how this was supposed to play into the story, but that's what was going on in my mind. So she's smelling stuff, and then she all of a sudden I said, oh shoot. As soon as she started talking about smells, and then all of a sudden she needed to throw up, I knew it, honey. I freaking knew it. And child, she runs to that daggone trash can. She starts throwing up. And just like I knew it and you knew it, Maisha knew it too. Okay. Yeah. Look worried, because it's something to worry about. I don't know why these young girls, you know, they get pregnant and they try to act like they're so shocked and surprised, or it's such a devastating situation. Like, what's her name on P Valley, the little Terica. Like, it's a devastating girl. You knew what you was doing, right? You knew the chances, right? Don't get me wrong, because like I said, I got pregnant at 18 and I was crying, but I wasn't devastated. Like, what the freak? I knew what the heck I did. So I'm not going to be devastated. Let me tell you what the scariest part for me was, having to tell my parents. But I wasn't no daggone devastated like these little girls. Stop acting like when you lay down, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know the freaking consequence. It has consequences. Especially if you're not covering up, and you so grown, you got such this open relationship with your daddy. Why didn't he put you on birth control? And why somebody like you who've been acting like you got everything all together this whole time, you didn't get on birth control yourself? Because it's my body, it's my right to choose. You know, she's that type of chick. Why wasn't you on birth control then? I would love to know. I'm confused. Talk to me, guys. What y'all think about this? All right. Purity High says, these characters are so innocent. I really wish she was not pregnant. Right. And a lot of people were saying that this probably would happen, you know, last season or so, when Jake stole his friend's girl, and that this was going to happen. I was really, really hoping they wouldn't do that, but yes. And the only thing now is, what is she going to do? So now we're in this scene where someone already made the comment. I think it was, well, I'm sorry, I'm stuttering, guys. I think it was Meraki. And look, said it was funny how Maisha was lying, saying that Jake was going to be responsible. And I said it to myself too. I'm like, child, are you joking? Because you got to be joking. You already daggone know Jake is not that dude, okay? So Trinity says, ma'am, why are you going in on her? You know, I just have to go in on her. One thing, if y'all followed me from like last season, I was always doing some type of rant on this little girl. Seriously, because she's one of those characters that came in and she just has this annoying way about her. And as she's changing, she's still annoying, you know. But anyway, I try not to go so hard because she's a kid. But hey, it's fun. Jania says, when you play grown woman games, you end up with grown woman circumstances. Gemma should have known, but exactly, and that's all I'm saying. Because somebody like her, like I said, she act like she got a whole plan for her life, okay? And then you gonna get yourself pregnant by a hood booger. On top of that, are guys considered hood boogers or girls only? Because I know girls be considered hood boogers. I hate that word, and I don't even know why the heck I'm saying it, guys. Anywho, by a hood nigga, okay? Don't really like to say that, but sometimes I do. Now, is it Naya Lee? I hope I'm saying it right. Sorry if I'm messing it up. I'm new to your channel. I'm loving your reviews. Oh, thank you. I think Gemma is not going to want to keep it, but Jake will. Oh, that's a twist. That's a serious twist. Because I was about to say that I feel like Jake is going to be rude. You know how we see him being rude to her a lot of the times? I was feeling like maybe he's going to be rude. Like, I don't want that baby. You know how he is. I don't know, but you know, Trig will get in his behind. Trig is not going for it at all. So we already know that. I do kind of see what you mean, that she would probably be someone to abort. Now I'm gonna tell you like this. If that whole Ray versus I'm sorry, I said Ray, what the heck? Wade, sheesh. Roe versus Wade, guys. Please help me, it's late. Roe versus Wade. If that whole thing would have happened like last year, they would have had this whole thing playing out just to bring some type of like recognition to that whole thing, right? Just to bring awareness to that whole thing, that this is my body as a woman, I should be able to choose. And I'm not making fun of that. I'm serious. That is something I believe they would have been doing, but we don't know. So this has been taped before then, right? So we don't know what she's going to do, but they're probably still going to go that route anyway. And it would be a great coincidence if that's what she does. And you heard what they said, right? It was almost like a little foreshadowing where, so you're making such a great point, Naya, because now that I'm realizing, it's probably like a foreshadowing from Papa when he said about the food situation. And he was like, you know, I'm always up for a woman's right to choose. And she says, thank you, Papa. So that might be a situation. That might be what happened. She probably will not keep the baby. But baby, what are your plans though? Because you don't want to go to college now. Now you're talking about you want to be somebody's daggone manager. And I love how Maisha was like, so you want to be my earn to my paper boy, you know. But listen, Earn done came up now. If y'all watch Atlanta, Earn done came up. He helped him out a lot. My thing is with Gemma, like, where all of a sudden do you know about music and stage presence and all of that? Like, is this some type of secret you know, gift that you have? Okay, do you have connections? Like, where are we going with this? Okay, but anyway, so she's all worried about it, and I just cannot wait to see what the heck Jake is going to say. Now that we get to this, and look, he comes through the door, he got the gifts going on. He's like, baby, get dressed and all of that. And she's like, oh my gosh, Darnell, I like the new Darnell. And I just thought this was so cute for them. I really, really thought it was so cute. And then he gets real, you know, first he's like, don't you get her whatever on the menu, get her the most expensive wine and all of this stuff. I said, ooh, Darnell, you got money, Darnell? Like, what's going on? Where you getting this money from? But anyway, so he says, don't you think about getting no daggone dessert? And she said, like trying to be cheap. And he said, nah, because, you know, you the dessert or something like that, you know, just talking cute and everything. And he starts to be serious, and he's like, no, for real, you're right. Like, I'm gonna earn your love this time. So like I said in last week's episode, I really feel like he's sincere about getting back with her. You know, it's like I took a long enough time to realize what was in front of me, the woman you are, and all of this stuff like that. And I'm not trying to mess that up. So I do appreciate his sincerity and, you know, just being for real at the moment. Because, you know, Darnell liked to play around. I really think that that's something that's always been attractive to her, though, about Darnell, is that he's funny and he likes to play around and things like that, you know. But look, he's being serious. Like, girl, I ain't letting you go. Heck out of here. So, Virgin says these two are too cute. Yes, they are. Ray says they were nasty back in high school. They sure were, weren't they? They really was nasty. Oh my gosh. So Purity says, I like Gemma. She reminds me of me, especially since she is like shy. I wish I was there when you were doing the hot juice on the side scene. The hot juice on the side scene. What? I don't know why. I don't know what you're talking about. The hot juice on. Oh, the hot sauce. Yeah, the hot sauce on the side. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Because like, what the heck is going on with this? All right. JC says, Virgin, these two are magic on the screen. Yes, indeed. And she says, yes. Sorry, I'm in y'all business again. All right, so we moving on, guys. Look, she's looking at him like, oh, Darnell, I love you. Darnell, I love you. So let's get to this, guys. So we're coming to a close soon. So this is innocent, all right? Nothing's going on. Nothing's happening between them. And she spends the night. She sleeps on the couch. He comes out. He gives her the cover, okay? Nothing happened. But when Tiff calls on FaceTime, no less, okay, he turns the phone around. He ain't letting her know what's going on. He being short, and Tiffany knows him. So she's like, you okay? Like, you a little short, you know what I'm saying? And he's like, I'm all right. Because he was like, what you want? You know, I'm just like, dag, Emmett, don't make it freaking obvious. And look at Keisha's face back there. Like, she almost looked like she ready to be sunk down in the freaking chair. I'm like, girl, this is what you doing. And Tiff is supposed to be your friend. You need to speak up about what's going on. And you know, what's the problem? Because she knows that Emmett is your friend, right? But the problem is that you guys been giving each other googly eyes and y'all also kissed. So now it's a situation. And this is the reason why I've been rolling my freaking eyes about this whole situation, because even though I think that Emmett and Keisha are so cute together, it's a problem now because she's friends with Tiff. So it's a hot freaking mess, all right? So she gets off the daggone phone. I mean, he gets off the phone with Tiff, and Tiff freaking calls Keisha, and Keisha does not answer. And I was like, oh, I told y'all this is going to be a mess, all right? I did say that. Now, let me see what y'all talking about real quick. So, we got something cute. Yeah, that's true, Virgin. Tiffany wants a cake and eat it too. Because why you all checking all up on Emmy? You divorced, right? Don't be checking up. Thank you. Check on your baby like you said you wanted to. He ain't up yet. Now, EJ gonna connect the dots for Tiff. Oh yes, and especially since he loves Keisha. Like, Keisha was over, Mom. Oh yeah, you so right. Thank you, Ray. So Naya says Tiffany's FaceTime, Naya Johnson. Tiffany's FaceTime him to be nosy any other time she calls him. Well, I mean, that could be a great point, but she did say that she wants to like see EJ before he goes off to school. So, you know, I don't know how many times they do that, but okay. You know, Tiffany ain't really out here doing nothing like that, but whatever. She be getting on my nerves. Nia Lisa, they definitely both have feelings for each other again, and that's why Keisha asks why he didn't tell her, because she knows it's not that innocent. Exactly. Nothing happened, but y'all still over here, looking at each other like this and that. I don't think Tiff is going to care, honestly. No, I don't know, Purity. I will respectfully have to disagree. I think it's going to be a conflict. I really do. I think it's going to be a conflict. All right. JT says that forget Tiff. She said she didn't care who Emmett. And that's true, but she didn't know that it was going to be old girl, you know? Tamika says, I can see EJ spilling the beans. That is very true, JT. It's very, very true. That's what she said out her mouth, but it's a different story when you actually see it and somebody that is supposed to be your friend. Now, with girl code, like guy code, they don't really be caring about that, right? Unless it's probably your ex-wife or your baby mother. Like, that's when you crossing the line. But for girls, like I don't even care. Like, if I don't even care about the dude, that I'm talking about girl code. I'm not saying I like that, but with girl code, you don't even have to care about the dude no more. But if we friends, you ain't supposed to be dating my ex. Like, that's the girl code. Now, for guys, they don't really be caring. They be passing folks around sometimes. Okay, so you see her face? Like, what's going on? What am I gonna do? She don't need this kind of stress though, guys. All right, she's already, in school, and she's a single mom. and she's trying to work that out. She don't need this. She doesn't. I hate to say this because she does need help from Emmett, but she might need to pull it back a little bit. Like, just, I don't know, because she needs help. I don't know, guys. She don't need this. She don't need that kind of stress or just that secret looming over. She don't need all of that. So what happens when her and Tiff go out and then Emmett is texting her or something like that, and she over here, like, they're at dinner and they're just like, and he's like, who are you texting? She's like, oh no, my mom. Like, just lying. Like, who wants that? Because it's not good for her relationship with Tiff. It's not good that her and Emmett can be open about their friendship, because that's what it is right now. But whatever. So now we get to the last scene, and it's Gemma, and she's going outside. Jake then picked her up, and she's like, we need to talk. And Jake just got that face on, like, what's going on? So we shall see what the heck is going to happen. This, look at her. She's just so worried. I wonder how her dad is going to take it, guys, because honestly, I feel like her dad is just really nonchalant about the rules. You know what I'm saying? Like, he kind of lets her do whatever the heck she want to do. He knows she's screwing. But maybe he will get angry because he was saying that this college situation is something that they were working at the whole time since she was 5 years old or something like that. So I'm wondering if that's something that, he's going to get angry about. Like, we're going to finally see him be a parent. Like, I do like when he was talking to her, saying stuff like, you got to show people how to treat you. I like that. But other parts of his parenting is very lax, and it's just kind of like do as thou will type of freaking Aleister Crowley freaking crap. I don't like that. I think that's his name, Aleister Crowley. Anyway, but I don't, I can't do it. I don't just want my kids walking around thinking they could do any daggone thing. Okay, that's why she do whatever she want to do, because if you really think about it, she don't really have rules like that. So Jania says that Marcus should have put her on birth control. Exactly, because you're so freaking open and you want to secure your daughter's future. You should have put her on some birth control. Okay. Tamika says, I feel like she was friends with Emmett first, but I agree it's a no with any guy my friend messed with. Right. Exactly. So, guys, we're about to get out of here. I thank you so much, my night owls. Look, I got 39 night owls up in this piece. I did not think I was going to get this much people, guys. Like, maybe 15. But y'all my peoples for real. Like, y'all some night owls. Some of y'all probably could be on the, the West Coast where it's probably like 10 o'clock at night. I don't know. I was just over there. So, but I really appreciate you guys so much. And I love just going back and forth with y'all and doing, in the chat and everything. Now, let me just get a few more comments in, and then we're going to get out of here. And I'm going to get ready to, enjoy the rest of the night. I'm a night owl, so I'm probably not going to go to bed for another 2 hours. You know what I'm saying? All right. Let's see. Naya says, Gemma is a smart girl, but she thinks she knows everything, and that messes her up. Thank you. Which is the purity. Where you at, baby? This is the reason why I was going in on your girl, because she's smart, but she thinks she's too smart. And it's like, no, sweetie, you're still young and you still can learn. That's all I'm saying. If y'all ever watch Polar Express, right? And there was the kid on there with the glasses, and he can tell you everything that's going on. And then when they punched the ticket, he said, learn, because he won't shut the freak up so that he can be taught. Like, you think you've reached your capacity. No, you have not. You're always learning as long as you're living, especially if you allow it and you want to learn. So I always say I'm a lifelong learner, and I like you like that, because I don't know every freaking thing. And this little girl, she daggone sure don't know everything. All right. So let's see what else we got. Hey, Purity. Gemma is kind of preppy. We need more Black parents like Gemma's pops. She is free. Purity. Once again, have to disagree with you. Too much freedom is not good. Too much restriction is not good either, because then you want these kids that get out and start being wild. Now, look, she wasn't even restricted like that, and she ended up on the south side of Chicago. All right, a girl from the north side, because of all her freedom, ended up on the daggone south side of Chicago with a freaking guy like, what's his name, Jake. All right, and that's not to say that you're not wrong. No, of course not. I'm just saying, I don't know. I think everything in moderation, if we could say that. Everything in moderation, purity. Everything in moderation. Not too much restriction and not too much freedom. Kids need that balance. You know what I'm saying? Virgin says, I'm on the east side with you. Okay. So yeah, you a night owl, babe. Purity says, I'm in the Bahamas. Oh, wow. That's nice. Is it nice out? Like, can you let me know what the weather is? I always feel like the Bahamas is always nice, but I know there's there's certain weather where it's like hurricane weather, hurricane season or whatever, maybe a little too windy, a lot of rain. How is it right now? Is it like that hurricane season type of stuff? Because I've never been to the Bahamas before. Art Love says, do a recap. We here, but what he said? I mean, me is here for it. What are you saying, Art Love? Is it too late because you're typing? I love you, but that typing was a little crazy just now. Free is good, but some boundaries, because you don't want your kids to run away from you. You know what I'm saying? Tiff, and then I'm gonna take Ray, and then we're gonna leave. Tiff going to end up by herself like Sanaa Lathan and that Tyler Perry, right? So true. Ray says wild twist would be Kevin being the father to Gemma's kid. Wow. Yeah. Remember, Kev was her first, and technically, we don't have confirmation of Jake and Gemma like that. Well, it's been a while though, right? That would really be a seriously crazy, crazy twist. But I think it's been a while. Like if you look at the baby that Keisha has now, that baby is like 1 or something like that. You know what I mean? So some time has passed. All right. Read it slower. You know what? Do a recap. Don't play with me, Art Love. Do a recap. We here. By we, I mean me is here for it. Okay. You see, I got you. I listened to you and I got it. Thank you so much. Read it slower. Good directions. Good directions. Because I sure was not understanding what the heck was going on. Where are we at? It's raining now. I said Ray was gonna be the last one, guys. It's raining now. It's hurricane season. Okay, yes. All right, guys. You guys have a blessed one. Thank you so much for being here once again. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell so you know when I upload more videos like this one. Until next time, you guys take care and be blessed. And see you next week for P-Valley. Well, actually, no, we're starting back up on The Wire on Tuesday. So for all the people that's been riding out with us for The Wire, we back. Good night. Thank you.